First of all, I believe that there were big changes in China in the past 20 years, really, because 20 years ago China was still a tough market, difficult relationship, closed, not interested in the Western way of living, and just probably looking at the business partnership. Now, all of a sudden, what I've seen in the very recent years is the interest of the young people, the interest of people to be more sophisticated, to know things, to be informed. The internet has been definitely a huge help because they were not really in touch with modern press, newspapers, magazines, so they couldn't really see. With internet, they have become more expert than probably all of the other customers. And now I think that they are smart. They make their own selection of brands. I think they are much smarter than the Japanese in a certain way, because the Japanese have always been driven by the gurus of fashion, by the magazines, by the department stores. So the Chinese, they are learning by themselves. They study, they know the pricing in Europe, they know the pricing here. They try to buy through internet, they look, they come here, they know the size, the color, everything. So they are a very interesting population of customers. And the big change has also been at the beginning, as every developing market, the men's were the first buyers, but now the ladies are becoming more important, and they change so fast from, I don't know, almost flat shoes, low heels, now they go into high heels. They get more fashionable also in the way of the hairstyle, the makeup. So I think that the feminine population is going to become the most interesting customer base. While the men, they keep buying the same thing. They buy shoes, they buy belts, they know exactly where they are. But they are loyal to the brands. This is another thing which is very interesting. European and Americans are not loyal anymore, but the Chinese, they are loyal. I think what is extremely important in China is really to be present in many cities, because of course there is not richness only in Beijing or Shanghai, but the other cities are very important. They don't really travel that much to the capital to buy, as it happens in Brazil or it could happen in India. So they tend to buy locally. So the presence, the number of stores you have and the visibility you have, even in terms of light boxes, billboards, presence in the city is extremely important. And there is a potential of probably another 20, 30 cities. The problem is that you have to visit, you have to understand, and they are building so fast, demolishing so fast, moving the center of the city. So it's really important, and it's time consuming because it takes time to visit and to be there. But it's also, I think, for us, is also a learning curve, is an experience, and you also establish personal relationship with people, and this is extremely important. It's much more important to be present in China than in the United States, for example, where you know people, you can work by phone, over the phone, by mail or something. Chinese, they feel your presence. They are not asking now. I think they probably are not that much interested in animals. They eat every living animal. But what I can make is a comparison with the environment. So only 3-4 years ago, before the Olympics, they were not really concerned about the pollution. Now, all of a sudden, they are probably more concerned and more active than many of the European or the Asian countries like Japan and so on. So I think they will very soon become aware of a social responsibility. They are very interested also in the companies, in the ethical company. Somehow they like the family companies. They like companies with a face. They are for them, face is very important. Relationship is very important. So I think they will become probably concerned also about the animals and the different things. But in terms of manufacturing, they are very strict. They want 100% manufactured in Italy or in France. This is for them really a big difference, and I think it's important. probably, I think things which are going to be very important are, of course, the social responsibility of a company. We are working now on a project, for example, in India, on building hospitals for maternity hospitals, and this is just starting now. We are paying royalties on the sales of a new line of men's shoes, and this is something which is both personally and as a company important. So I think we will need to devote more time, and probably time is more important than money, to socially responsible projects. And then I think it is a fascinating market. You need to be on the field all the time. You need to be in the stores. You need to be in each different city. You need to see how a market moves from one street to another, from one side of a street to another. And we will also have a big energy coming from the Asians working in our stores now, because you have such a big population of Chinese, Japanese, and Oriental generally working in the store. They will give energy also to the business in Europe and the United States. My personal luxury is cigars, because cigar means also relax, and hotels, luxury hotels. I am very much interested, even personally, at the luxury hotels. Sometimes I even change hotels in the same city. It happened to me twice in Seoul, and tried to spend 2 days in one hotel, 2 days in another, just to know, just to see. And I think the pleasure of spending time in a luxury environment, even the big rooms, the big suites, this is something really special. And the third thing is I'm not really able to do it, but it would be fishing. I think having time to fish, because this is something I've been missing in the past years, and there's no fishing in China. It's not so I think this will be my next desire.